All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fusebox Engaged. We are here with a couple of old friends of the show and a new friend of the show. We've got Michael Beacon, Michael Bancroft here helping us out. And we got Timothy Olson, who's here to talk to us about his awesome new Indiegogo project. But first off, I wanted to see, Michael, show us what's going on. You just told me backstage how you were getting in some new prints.
Yep, I've got the proof copy of Seven Legions right here. Just got this. I ordered it from Mix'em. It arrived today, just a few hours ago. And as
Mix'em 2.
Yep, yeah, everything printed very well. The only changes I think I'll have to make are maybe increase the size of some of the text in issue 1, but issue 2's text are perfectly fine.
What size did you go with?
The font for the images, it was like I don't quite remember for issue 1, but yeah, it was a little slightly too small. But yeah,
that's the question. I'm either thinking about going with a letterer or
yeah. But yeah. So yeah, I got this today. So as soon as I order the final copies, I'm going to be ordering about 400 of them. We're in fulfillment store mode now, so we're just down to
perfect bound.
Yep, perfect bound. Got the spine here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then the only thing left to order is the book. Got the bookmarks. That goes out to all backers. No. Trading cards.
Oh,
and then you got.
I'm gonna do that next time. Definitely trading cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of something simple like stickers and buttons.
Yeah.
Maybe
trading cards are
poster.
Yeah, trading cards.
One, I think.
Yeah, trading cards are pretty cheap to get. But yeah, so all that goes with the basic tier, and you got the print tier. Adds a 4-pack of prints. Yeah, got this one by Henry Ponciano.
How are you sending them out?
I actually got these plastic sleeves. I'm gonna send them out flat for at least for domestic because I realized that you can do 11x17 media mail, so I can ship those out pretty inexpensively that way.
Now tell me when you check your Indiegogo page, isn't it fun to hit the insight option and see what countries that your backers are coming from?
Oh yeah, I think I've only got like 20 international, which is I'm very thankful for.
20?
Yeah,
3 or 4.
Yeah, but like one of them's to Singapore, and I hear that's expensive.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, might be the same guy because I think we got Tungsten. Yeah, he backs a lot of CG projects.
That's it.
But yeah,
I'm in the opposite boat. So 75% of my backers are international.
Most of my backers are from the U.S.
Yeah, same here.
U.S.
That's why it's always exciting when I see like somebody from Australia backing the book. It's like,
there's a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
Canada, but that's not really international. But it's from another country though. I'll count it.
Yeah. I did do an international tier, but now that we're in fulfillment store mode, I got to keep a close eye on how many I sell since I have like a finite number now for how many copies I'll have. Ooh. So yeah, it's like I initially had a double pack for international, because I could ship it for not much more, and I could do it so where like the total price of the tier came up to what they pay for just the base. So like base level tier for shipping international would be like 20 for the tier, but like 25 for shipping. But like when I did the international double pack, it was that total price, and you get 2 copies of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I plan on offering that again for the next campaign. yeah, just get people international, just get more international people, more bang for their buck, since get pretty well screwed with international shipping.
Yeah, that's what everything that every decision that I've made in terms of what I'm putting into the package has to be filtered through that. It's going to be international. So this poster here, I would love to send it flat, but I can't. It would kill me.
You can buy it kind of.
Yeah, so I'm shipping everything in one package. So it's a like oversized box compared to the comics. So this thing is actually is gonna be folded. I mean, I made that all clear, but then I found out that to get the posters, they wanted an extra, I don't know, $400 to fold them.
God.
Yeah. So what I did is I actually bought, and I've got it sitting right over there, a manual folder, and yeah, it cost me like $100, and I did some tests on my things that I had, and the fold is amazing. It's just like a nice soft score. It folds up nice, and not one single piece of damage to the actual print. So that ended up working out well, and that's how I can be able to send these things international.
I'm still putting the book together, and I'm still trying to get backers. It's like you're already putting stuff together. Like, damn it.
Yeah, one thing I have in mind for international is to sort of take the book and sort of lightly bend the posters, the prints around it.
Mm-hmm.
And not put a crease in, but like just sort of pack it like that. So that's
an idea.
That's one thing I'm going to try and do. Yeah,
I'm taking visual notes about how to pack shit.
Yeah, and I can give you guys links for the stuff I found. So
definitely.
The shipping is it's a whole thing. How exactly to do it. We actually don't have Gemini mailers here, which is like what a lot of people like. So you can, but the cost is prohibitive in terms of like the per unit thing. Even if you were to order 500, 600 of them, the shipping to get them brought out here is really crazily expensive. So then you got to add that on top of the cost. But I mean, there's other options that are, I know that I'm using the same method that Rob Arnold uses, the guy who makes Replicator. And he's shipped hundreds and hundreds of these things in this particular box internationally, and he says he gets very few returns.
Okay.
That's what I want. What's his method of shipping?
What's that?
I think it's Camfrose.
Who?
Michael Bancroft. He was talking about his shipping, his method of shipping things. I was like, I'm interested in that because he doesn't use Gemini mailers. So what does he use? What does he do? And then all of a sudden his camera froze, and now we'll never know.
I think what some do is they'll buy the cardboard mailers and put like a layer of like a cardboard sheet. Like 2 cardboard sheets, put the books between them, the books and everything else between them, and put them in a bag and board to make it less bendable. Yeah, I think that's how some do it. That might be how Rob does it.
I'm still in your boat, Timothy. We're putting the book together. I haven't gotten into printing anything yet, but luckily, hosting these shows has made it to where I can just look back and listen to other people in my live stream.
Oh yeah, like my artist, he can only really do maybe a page a week because his job.
Okay. Yeah,
different time zones. So like now, he's probably just getting up, and it's like Tuesday over there. So
yeah, and one thing that's great about Comics Gaze, you got a lot of people figuring things out, finding resources, websites to go to buy stuff, and you can always learn from other people. And I've got a list of stuff so if you need any help with anything like that, I can do that.
Yeah.
Hell
So I suppose we should get into the nitty gritty of my book.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
You got questions for me, or you want me to kind of summarize it? Because
Well,
I summarize it.
I'm gonna share the tab real quick of your campaign.
Okay. All right. There has been. I've had some updates.
Oh.
Sweet.
So yeah, just I guess just break it down for us.
All right. Well, I'm going to summarize it like this. Melvin is a mercenary. He's hired to save this princess from this dangerous cult because she went missing, and it's his job to bring her back, bring her back home, pretty much. I mean, most of the comic book is going to probably be action. There's going to be little breaks from the action to kind of establish, character building.
I really love the imagery that I'm seeing.
Yeah, some people compared my artist Sherwin to Frank Frazetta, or kind of like the early the Conan from comic books from the '80s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
I'd like to think there's a little bit of a Rob Liefeld influence there, but especially with the pouches. You notice the pouches. Bringing it back. I'm bringing it back, baby.
Gotta have pouches.
I love the I've always loved the shaman look, the having a skull on the character and stuff like.
The best way to describe the cult is they're a mix between that thuggy cult from Indiana Jones and the bad guys from the Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh,
nice.
But I basically they're kind of a satire of social justice warriors. I feel the need to address them because I've been in the background, kind of like watching videos about Comicsgate and people getting screwed over, like Vic Mignogna, and just the idea that they just go and they just destroy lives and nobody says anything about it. And when people do, they just. That's just my take on it.
Oh no, I definitely think that's a great source to draw from because it is pretty unprecedented. This is like living through another Cold War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm kind of making fun of them as being a cult because one of their guys could go out and do something and they just kind of like they don't mention it. Yes. Notice that. The name of the cult is the Azarka Obelisk Cult. Their god is going to be I'm not going to show it in this book, but definitely maybe in the second issue. They worship the likeness of their god Azarka, this obelisk thing carved into his image.
Does it have kind of like buck teeth kind of look, and does it?
I haven't really. I kind of I think I did a little bit of a sketch of what their god looks like. You remember them, the Beyonder did, it was like just they didn't have any features. He was just kind of like a white outline kind
of. Vaguely.
Anyway, it's something like that. I just kind of have this. Azarka's supposed to be the woke god, and he kind of sends these people who are his disciples out to ruin pretty much civilizations. Because the planet is like there was a planet. I found the name through like a planet name generator website. Because the first interview was a disaster, and I was nervous. So I realized there's some things I didn't think of. So I came up with the name Holara, and it was a planet with like all these cities and jungles and stuff. And they basically came and destroyed everything. And so there's probably like patches of jungles here and there, but it's mostly desert and ruins. Well, so basically the statement is that social justice. I mean, can anybody really name anything good social justice has done recently?
No.
It turns people against each other.
Yeah, it creates an environment of anxiety and paranoia and
division,
hostility. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why I always say, "What good has it done?" That's kind of what drove me to make social justice warriors bad guys. Mainly that DC and Marvel are trying to make them good guys, and they don't work that way. Because those people that follow that are not good people.
See, I think that's it's always good to draw on on stuff that you're experiencing to create your stories, because like I can say that with my comic, like my main character, before I started adapting this into a comic idea for Comicsgate, my main character was kind of a blank slate. And he was kind of just the straight man, just kind of there to give the moral of the story, which was kind of boring. And then experiencing all of this stuff, watching about like what's been going on with the culture, I was able to sort of help give Cyrus a characterization of being kind of like the guy who wants no part of all the craziness going on around him.
Right. Well, if you scroll back up to that one page where there's that beast, that creature.
Let's see. This one?
Yes, that's the creature that I think I call them Argonauts, but of course when I hit through a generator that reads words to you, they say Arjonis or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So his whole goal, what drives him, is to sacrifice as many people as he can to please his god.
Oh.
And they feed it to, what they do is they feed people to this beast, and that's the way they think that the beast will eat them and their soul will be purified or something.
Ah, okay.
And so that's why she's getting sacrificed. It's because she's problematic. That's kind of like when somebody's sinful or somebody's they're problematic.
Oh, that is, well, exactly. She probably, her hemline was too high up.
I was thinking
Male
about like
male
they'd
gaze.
explain it like this, like guards saw her and they thought that she was she was being problematic, and then he sacrifices the guards too because of the male gaze. He sacrifices his own guys because they're guilty of the male gaze.
Oh God, that is perfect.
Nice.
That is so perfect. So let's see. I see you've got 34 days left.
Yeah.
Did you start off with 60?
I actually kind of decided. I started off with 30, and then I extended it because I thought there's no way I'm going to be able. Because I mean, like it started off so slowly. I'm like, I'm going to extend it just because I think I need a little time to kind of get back into that mode of hustling.
Yeah, it's really.
That's why I tell people. I said it's no different than like when I used to get it when I was homeless. I used to get up really early in the morning and draw as many drawings as I could. And then I'd go all around it, like, and sell artwork, and I really had to hustle, and it took all day. I'd work from like early in the morning to like 11 at night.
Oh Lord.
Monday through Friday, and then if I hustled, I could make like $60 a week.
Oh damn.
But that's the thing, is that was the best I could, but it was like I needed, you need to eat, so you need to work.
Well, yeah, man, you've got the right attitude, and
so
really, I think it's just a matter of exposure, because this is an awesome story. This is a great concept, and the artwork is gorgeous to look at.
Oh, Sherwin is awesome. He's the next legend. I'm pretty sure he's going to be like the next, definitely worthy of a big called, kind of like Frank Frazetta. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame how, there's so many talented artists right now that aren't being utilized by mainstream outlets because they want to play politics. And
I want to give a shout out to my friend Ahmed Kamasi, who actually kind of helped elevate my game and my art. Because if you go to updates, you can see the original cover, which will be which is not that one. That's not mine. But that one definitely good. That's mine right there. See, it's not complete, but it's.
Ooh,
that's cool. It's kind of got a little bit like narwhal style-ish, sort of leaning that way. Yeah.
It was inspired by the old blood stripe cover. You remember they're all covered in blood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the first Sam Hain album. Sam Hain, Danzig's second group.
Okay.
Post Misfits.
Nice. Nice.
Yep. And that one is it was done by, it's like something Edward. My mind's going blank right now, but I should say one of the perks, the second perk there. I'm trying to actually get my cousin to donate a cover.
Oh.
My cousin Ben, he works in the video game industry. He's worked on games like Draken 1 and 2, and I think he worked on a video game called Rage.
Oh shit.
And he has one story that was published in Heavy Metal.
Sweet.
Oh
I'm
hell
trying to get
yeah.
him to do the cover. I contacted him. I haven't heard anything back from him yet. And for the third perk, I wanted to try to get her name's Eve, and she's a great artist. I want to get her to do that. I haven't done that. I haven't gotten a hold of her yet. I'm trying to.
Nice.
Yeah, I kind of jumped into it feet first, like I do a lot of things first time. So it's a lot of learning.
Me too. Really,
Yeah.
I do that too.
I kind of learn better that way, actually. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So, how many issues are there going to be of Melvin?
I want it to be like ongoing.
So, just like no end in sight.
No end in sight. I want to kind of break. I want to break Dave Sims' record. I want to break Todd McFarlane's record.
Hey, I admire the hell out of that. I only limited Outlaw Nights just out of caution.
Yeah.
But
the thing and I think Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld made this possible, is you can walk away from a comic book for a while and then come back and just continue the numbering from where you left off.
that's true.
Actually, he took all the young bloods he did, all the volumes, and then that's how I figured what issue he was on.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I definitely would like to bring back that early Image vibe that's sorely needed.
Absolutely. Biggest thing is our society needs to embrace artistic expression again.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, that we need to just ignore we need to stop. Companies need to stop putting stock in these people who are on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we need to create new myths, legends, and heroes. That's what we're doing.
And this is my opinion. I'm pretty sure some people follow this. Let Marvel and DC die.
Yeah.
Let it burn. I don't care. They don't want us as readers. They've made it perfectly clear. I don't want them as a company. I don't have any desire to read DC or Marvel.
Yeah.
They can go fuck themselves.
Well, they betrayed their own characters and their own IPs, and they've basically said like, oh, that's old stuff. We want the new stuff, and the new stuff doesn't look that great.
Yeah, and
Marvel used to. It's like I was thinking this the other day. I said, the new Warriors comic looks stupid, but at least they tried to do original characters. It sucked, but they tried.
See, I've started referring to these people as wokists because they'll just come in and like rip things, like just break things down, and they'll leave everything a shattered husk of what it once was.
Yeah.
Like all these characters, they're just ruined now. There's like, you can't look at Spider-Man the same after what they've done or any of these characters.
Spider-Man was always a whiny bitch, though, wasn't he? You know what was the final straw for me is when they ruined Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, I remember the Mark Silver stream when I was like, dude, he used to be so badass, and now they've ruined it. Now he's
part of a three-way.
Now Cyclops is doing Jean Grey, and Wolverine is doing Jean Grey, and sometimes Wolverine is doing Cyclops.
Just depends on the hole he finds.
Good Lord. Did we ever think we would get here, as a society? Did we ever think that this day would come?
No, because I never thought that they'd ruin characters like that.
I mean, I always figured that people would try little stupid things of like, oh, like now the X-Men are all gay or whatever, and it would just be like a one-shot kind of thing, and some people would be okay with it, and most people would reject it, and it would just kind of be buried along with a lot of other what-if
Honestly, the
stories.
first time I was aware something like that was going on is when somebody wrote an article about all the X-Men being black.
Yeah, I mean,
That's where it started for me. I thought that's stupid. That's like unoriginal. So you're gonna palette swap everybody that's not supposed to be
pretty
somehow
much.
a way of making things diverse.
Well, it's this idea. It's this notion of saying you want diverse characters to stand on their own 2 feet, but then you're using previous IPs to do
Right,
it.
right. Well, it's just like the whole idea of feminism. They want women empowerment off the backs of men.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna. I was thinking of like a future idea where there would actually be actual feminazis, and their city would actually their roads of their city, the city that these feminazis lived in, would actually be made out of men's spines. And it would lead all the way to their headquarters, like the seat of power. It'd be like the road to it would be made out of men's spines. So they literally got the power off the backs of men. Get it?
See, that's rich symbolism. SJW's claim to love symbolism.
Well, then they're going to want to crucify me.
They claim to love symbolism, but they only understand it if it's as one-dimensional and blatant as possible.
Honestly, I think the people who claim all this woke crap, I think it's a trend. It's for upper middle class white people to feel better about themselves.
Yeah. This is a fun tangent.
Is it? I got a lot to say about shit.
Oh Lord. So yeah, no, the thing I like about this book, I've always had kind of a fascination for the Conan type of, I guess, subgenre, because it feels it's like prehistoric combined with like mysticism combined with maybe some elements of sci-fi.
There's a little bit of John Carter of Mars in there because there's going to be guns and shit. So it's a sci-fi fantasy, but yeah, people do kind of see the Conan thing first.
I've always been big on the caveman look. We need more caveman comics.
I'm sure. Basically, what I did is I actually had a comic book already that I had done all myself on Lulu.com, and they changed the format on me, so that went all foobar. And so, and then somebody totally said to me, because they got cocky because they reached 1,000, and to me the comic book was not that good. This person told me, "Oh, you're never going to make it in the comic book industry." I'm kind of doing something. Okay, thank you.
I get crap said to me like all the time. Like I think
that got me fired up though. I got really, and so I contacted Sherwin, who had done like that limited edition cover as you see in my campaign for me years ago. I basically just dug it up and said, okay, I'm gonna make this an alternate cover. I told Sherwin, I said, hey, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have you redraw my comic book. You're my artist. I'll pay you X amount of dollars a page, and we'll get this on Indiegogo, and we're gonna kick some ass. I was fired up. I'm livid.
Yeah, I just found out. I just found out recently that I'm just waiting for the day when Richard Pace comes at me, because I just realized I raised more than his Kickstarter from years ago, and I'm gonna be fulfilling way faster.
I've been annoyed because Renfamous and her gang have been going after Peregrine.
Yeah.
Oh, Reem Lamest.
I mean, my God, I thought she had finally just kind of gone underground. You know, I thought she was finally just.
Well, that's because nobody pays attention to him anymore. You know what I found the best way to defeat her is? Don't when you go out when you comment on her tweets, don't talk to her. Talk to someone else about her. And then remind that person. I call it talking shit via proxy. So you tell the person that's talking to her, say, hey, don't bother her. You know why? She's a nobody. I told her I told this guy. I told a guy on there one time. I said, you can't hurt her because she's no one. It's like hitting air or trying to punch a fart after it dissipates. You're not going to get it. She never says anything to me because I'm not talking to her. She wants people to talk to her so she can say something back, or she'll scroll through your Twitter, pick something out and take it out of context.
Oh, that's
straight out. I really pissed her off one time. I told somebody else. Again, I'm not talking to her, but it set her off. I told her she's just mad because Tug outsold her. and she had to bring up, oh well, she exploits his child, and like, oh no, father daughter bonding, that monster.
That's something I never got. It's like he lets her tell cute stories every now and then. That's exploitation.
Yeah, apparently, if you don't pay any attention to your daughter, you're a sexist, evil misogynist. But if you do, you're exploiting.
It's like, what does she know? Does she even have kids? I hope she never does. I hope she has a barren womb.
Something tells me she hasn't popped any out. Call it a hunch.
I think it'd be like something out of it was who made up the Call of Cthulhu? It'd be like one of those unmentionable creatures that comes out. It'd be all tentacles. Oh God.
No, but I mean, the fact that I thought for sure that at least I thought books under the six-figure club would at least kind of get ignored. But I mean, now they're going after Peregrine.
Yeah.
Which to me, it's like, it's just so fucking exhausting. Like,
who's Peregrine, and why does she have a problem with?
Oh no, Peregrine is a book that the Graded Point 5 team is putting out, and it's CG's first attempt at a superhero title. And it's really gorgeous artwork. And of course, they're critiquing it, claiming it's not realistic artwork, which is complete BS on so many levels.
Superhero comic book is realistic artwork.
It's so dumb what they're trying to.
Fiction.
Hang on.
I mean, unless you're Alex Ross, of course it's not gonna be realistic. It's fiction. They don't understand that the superhero genre is kind of like ancient Greece mythology. Yeah. Their gods always had perfect bodies because who would want to worship a big fat pig with a blue right?
It's also just it's the idea of a perfectly toned physique, like being in perfect health,
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't understand these people. I told one person one time. On one of her tweets, I talked to another person. I said, "Oh, hey, look, that's cool." Kind of reminds me of a DC comic or something back in the day.
Yeah, this is basically what comics should be.
Exactly. But I said, if you left Twitter and it just stayed to Facebook or YouTube or something, you would forget that Remphamus even existed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how long is she going to be doing the same thing on Twitter before she realizes that she's wasting her life on Twitter?
Well, it's I just don't understand. I guess she gets some kind of a dopamine spike from pretending she's fighting for justice or something.
By doing the bare minimum on Twitter.
Well, it's basically it's well, I'll call up your employer and get him fired. Ha!
Yeah.
Wow, how heroic, how Superman like.
Yeah, I don't understand why that's supposed to be a good thing. That's not a good thing. It's a horrible thing to do to a person.
Yeah.
They were critiquing this page. They were claiming that her anatomy is wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? I think Red Infamous is jealous because her tits are not that big.
I mean, that's definitely part of it, but I mean,
It's a comic book. It's supposed to have exaggerated features.
but it's like I've seen women with similar proportions to this
Right.
in real life. Like it's
Yeah.
not so unrealistic. Like
There's a few of them that I follow that have very exaggerated features. If you know what I'm saying.
yeah. I mean, for God's sakes, like look at a twerking music video.
Exactly. No, that's what I kind of think. I think these women that go after images like that are jealous because they don't have the body like that.
That definitely is a major factor, I think, because it's
Yeah.
sort of that.
I mean,
the
look at
revival
Infamous.
cattiness.
She literally has a fat face.
Yeah.
She's got the fattest face. I think her face needs to go for a run so her face can lose weight.
I think the worst picture of her I saw was there was a image of her in a cosplay where she was, I don't know what character it was, but she was painted all pink and she looked glossy and kind of gross. It's like, it's like there was way too much oil on her face or something. It's like,
She did it. And what the hell is always with these feminist types and their eyebrows?
That's true.
They all have a unibrow.
Or very super thick caterpillar eyebrows.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like something that would. That girl right there reminds me of like an old school like Superwoman.
And I'm pretty sure that one of these poses was based on Stargirl.
Okay.
Yeah, like they were homaging classic comics with this comic, but of course it's not realistic.
Well, I've heard from other sources that when she starts talking shit about your comic book, that you actually get a bump in sales.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
did it actually give her a bump in sales? Give this
Yeah,
guy a bump in sales?
Yeah, they got $800 more.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, it's just, it looks so superior to everything coming from DC and Marvel right now.
Yeah.
And so naturally it has to be targeted for destruction. It's just a giant game of, what can we come up with about our competition to delegitimize them so that we look better?
Yeah, I mean, granted there are like bad apples on both sides, but I don't think that means CG is a bad thing.
Yeah.
I personally don't like Division. I have no use for it. Somebody I knew on my main Facebook page came after me and said, "Oh, first they contacted me on Twitter and said we need to talk." And then they send me a message saying, "Oh, if you associate with Comicsgate, it's going to ruin your career." And I'm like, I like, dude, I don't care about this shit. I don't want to. I don't go by division. I'll work with anybody, as long as you're cool with me. I'm cool with you. I'm not interested in this whole division thing. You used to be able to just like comic books without like, oh, is it CG or are you one of those social justice warriors or damn it? Now you can't just enjoy comic books or make comic books anymore. It's ridiculous.
Well, the most ridiculous thing to me is just I've noticed how much the entertainment, like not even just comics, like comics, video games, TV shows, movies, things that I used to go to get away from all that shit,
Right.
inundated in it, and it's absurd on every level.
It's lack of creativity, and it's like it's half-assery. It's just they aren't trying anymore. They're trying to cater to people.
The thing that just really kind of baffled me was when I heard that essentially like Marvel and DC stopped hiring people with writing backgrounds. Like like how does that make any sense?
What?
Like they stopped hiring people with writing backgrounds and started hiring people with degrees in gender studies and stuff like that.
That doesn't make any sense. You don't.
Because-
Can you write? Nope. Can you draw? Nope. But I have a useless degree. You're hired.
It's because they know that they'll say the right messages.
I don't know.
It's all a PR stunt.
Most modern comic books seem to have just a bunch of people eating and talking. Just a lot of talking.
Yes.
Yeah.
7 Legions. Oh, hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's getting close to fulfilling.
It's like a Shogun thing.
Yeah, it's like a cross between Star Wars, Skyrim, and an Akira Kurosawa film. You know, there's so it's the story of story of Hiko. He's an orphan born in feudal Japan, but every night when he goes to sleep, he dreams of the life of Azrakal, who was a seraphim who served in a galactic peacekeeping force known as the 7 Legions. And because he has these dreams, Hiko winds up getting caught in the conflict between the 7 Legions and their 3 greatest enemies. Well, at the same time, he's got in Japan, there's a huge civil war going on, as every clan basically fights for power, and the clan that took him in becomes involved in a very dangerous war. So he's got to choose between fighting that war or fighting the war between the 7 Legions and their enemies. So.
Oh, cool. You know, it kind of reminds me of like one of those artists that'd be working for Wildstorm back in the day or something.
Yeah, like so we got for issue 2 and on, we've got Henry Ponciano. He did the book Tinseltown from Alterna, and we've got Pablo Romero, who is known for pissing off SJWs with his art, and then pissing them off even more. He's his style he's doing it is manga style. Now this is actually somewhat different. In issue 1 we had a different team because those 2 artists couldn't quite stick around. It wasn't anything to do with SJWs, it just didn't quite work out. But yes, that's the opening to issue 1.
Gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Definitely looks like there should be like some kind of like a heavy metal like soundtrack kind of thing going on.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of the style to this series is kind of like what's considered diesel punk, which is like it's like Fallout kind of, but without the rust and destruction. Well, without rust and everything having already been destroyed. There's going to be plenty of battle. But yeah, so it's sci-fi fantasy in the fact that the fantasy is in the races. You got different species represented as aliens. Elves, angels, dwarves. The dwarves, they're based on Asgardian myth or Norse mythology. They got giant mech suits that are modeled after Norse gods.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, those are going to be appearing. Those are going to be appearing in issue 4, and it's going to be awesome. But yeah, so we're getting really close to fulfilling. As you saw earlier, I got the proof in. And yeah, just
boobs, problematic.
Yeah, I'm starting to make plans for the next campaign. But yeah.
Well, see, they're actually proportion-wise, SJWs should be okay with these boobs, but something tells me they won't be.
You're not working hard enough to be more offensive. I need those boobs bigger.
Yeah. Well, they do have the boob plate, which they also hate. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I am working that into many of the designs of future characters. Which, if anyone is a fan of collecting original art, I do have original concept art pieces that are for sale in add-ons. So yeah, those, think of it as potentially owning the first time, the first drawing of like Green Goblin or something, and the drawing is not going to be uploaded anywhere. You're going to have the only copy. The only place I'm going to upload it is to show my artists. But yeah, so
hell yeah.
I like it.
I love the architecture in this comic.
The color. Pop.
Yeah, so that building there, that's called. Yeah, that's called.
It looks like it's a little more delicate by making it darker inside, so it looks like there's.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, so that building is called the Temple. It's a building that existed long before humanity and before the angels. It's on a world called Eden, which was connected to Earth by a portal, which opened at the Tigris and Euphrates River, and
the Garden of Eden. Nice.
Yep. So
very biblical.
Yeah. So that building existed long before. It's from a long gone civilization, but they've built inside of it. It's the headquarters of the Seven Legions. And it's where they, where all the planning goes, but they're going in there to try and warn the other members of the Seven Legions about what's going on. So that's going to be one of the key locations of the series, and possibly other series that spin off.
Oh, I have a cool way you can trigger social justice warriors. Make a city where all the buildings look suggestive.
Wow, these statues right here.
Yeah.
No, they're like a building that looks like a penis. I don't know. Or a building that looks like a pair of boobs or something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that hallway there is showing off all the different races. You got the elves, the demons, the what's called the Undine, which are basically my version of the mermaid.
Ooh.
Yeah, they've got
they got
the.
Right there?
Oh no, that's a demon.
Oh, it's a demon. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the helmet.
Yeah, the demons in my universe, they're going to be appearing in issue 3, and they're very nightmarish because their tech is so much more advanced than everyone else's, but they're savage because they didn't develop the tech; they were just left the tech. So yeah,
how did they learn how to use the tech, or do they just guess?
Well, they they were left instructions. They believe they were created to and that one day their creators will return and lead them on a crusade to purge the galaxy. Whether or not that's true, that will be found out eventually. But yeah, so they're going to appear in issue 3.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
7 legions.
Yeah. Yes, that's some art for issue 2. This is the start of Azrakal's military career. They're going to the home world of the orcs and goblins, because the orcs have enslaved the goblins. They're going to free them. You got that ship there on that first panel. That's called a galleon. It's about the size of the Super Star Destroyer in Star Wars. It's the core of the fleet. It's the only one capable of FTL, and all the other ships just sort of launch from there.
Oh fuck yeah! And I love you as a space pirate guy. Sorry. No, I was just saying, like being a space pirate guy, I love using old ship terminology for space.
Yeah,
that's on the money for me.
Yeah, and one cool thing about those ships is now imagine if you took any of you watch Gundam, especially ones that take place in the UC timeline. Okay, so they got the rotating space colonies that generate gravity through a centrifugal force. So imagine you take one of those colonies and build a battleship around it. That's what the galleons are. So yeah. Yeah, that's how their fleets work, sort of.
When they need to go faster, do they have to use ludicrous speed?
They just got like a FTL system, and that's what they relied on for the longest time. But then the character Kadra, she invented the means of wormhole travel. So,
Okay.
but at this point in history, that it would take them like 50 years to reach the next stars. But for most of the races, that's no problem because they don't age past maturity.
Oh, cool. They don't use parachutes. They have wings.
Yeah, the angels have wings. The other races like the dwarves and the Undine, because there's a dwarf and an Undine in their squad. They use jetpacks. Yeah.
I love this total mishmash of time periods. Like I love it.
You transitioned back to ancient. Was it feudal Japan?
Yeah, feudal Japan. Well, actually, that battle scene there before that that actually takes place around 241 BC, because it's there's ancient there's advanced civilizations in space, while existing long before humanity. So a lot of the sci-fi stuff that actually takes place long before the events of feudal Japan. So this is actually So it's kind of inspired by the ancient alien stuff, but I don't actually believe any of that. But yeah, so
well, good to use it as kind of a source material.
Yeah. Yeah, so all like a lot of myths and legends are based on things that happened out in space and stuff. That's sort of the concept I'm going with there. But yeah, what you're seeing here is the Azai clan, which is going to be the clan that adopts Hiko. They are attacking the forces that burned down Hiko's starting village, or the village he starts at in issue 1. So yeah, they sort of do a night raid on the camp.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Interesting.
You got she's that lady there. She's Kunoichi. She is a female ninja and going to be the adoptive mother of Hiko. Very milfish type.
This is problematic, sir.
Yes,
Oh, no.
yes, very.
She's showing way too much ankle here.
Yeah.
What will the children think?
Yeah. So, but not only is she a Kunoichi attractive one, she's got a twin.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. Right in the face.
Now remember, you're a member of Comicsgate, so your whole thing is that you don't want women in comics. So why are you drawing women fighting in comics?
Burn him.
And then down there you got Hiko's adoptive father. He's a samurai of the Azai clan, and he's cutting off that dude's arms.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for. I've got a soft spot for arm chops.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Totally like that X-Force #1, Shatterstar versus Reaper. Totally like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love this lore.
Yeah.
I'm all about lore.
It took me a while to figure out that I should probably put bios of the characters in my campaign because people were asking me all these questions like,
yeah. And if anyone wants to check out like a deeper dive into the lore, I've got a website, 7legions.com, and it's got an extensive lore section that covers pretty much everything.
Oh hell yeah! I'm putting that in the chat right now.
All right.
Yeah, my first interview, I was so nervous because I've never done one, and I was getting grilled up there. And it was, you ever heard of what's it, Cross Comics?
Okay.
Yeah, and the guy's really religious.
Yeah.
And I start dropping F-bombs like you wouldn't believe. And he kept reminding me, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, shit." It's like, "Oh, sorry." But the more nervous I got, the more I started cursing.
Nice. Nice.
It was. Oh man.
Well, we're getting close to that sign-off moment. I just wanted to really quick pimp myself, you know. Just really quick. You know, we got Outlaw Nights. We are still in
I
demand.
love that logo.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we are going to be remaining in demand until about November, I believe. We've been making a lot of progress coming out with new pages. Yeah, this is what I'm very excited about right here.
Mm-hmm.
These are like our latest creations, and
Oh yeah.
oof,
Yeah, you got a great art team.
they get me every time.
Yeah.
But-
kind of Blade Runner-ish looking.
a little bit. But you know, believe it or not, I never watched the original Blade Runner.
Oh, shut your mouth!
I know that sounds weird.
I can reach that slap you right now. Next, you're gonna tell me you've never seen Star Wars.
I have, and I also watched it die.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're cranking out new pages, getting excited, and we still got that 10K stretch goal to hit. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody who can handle strong language and mature violence.
It's the American way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm about to have some graphic pages up here on my comic book. I'm talking about like giant river serpents ripping guards apart and stuff like that. I'm talking about a guy getting a knife in the throat.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Really, like
America.
yeah, Michael's page reminded me of our page.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? After that, it goes, "Hey, high five!" Oh wait, you can't.
So Comicsgate definitely loves arms being removed. You know, it's our favorite thing.
He has been disarmed.
He shouldn't have been smoking. Look at that. He was smoking, and the guy's like, "No smoking."
That's social justice right there. Oh, but
Do as I say as I do.
Well, I think now is a pretty good time to wrap it up because I've got some stuff I got to do. But thank you both so much for coming on the show. Timothy, it's been awesome meeting you. And I'm definitely going to be pushing more for Melvin to get some more eyes on it because that comic is gorgeous and the story sounds great. So, yep. Michael, tell us where we can find you.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter at the 7 Legion's Beacon. I'm on Parlor at Michael Beacon. On YouTube, just Michael Beacon. And yeah, of course, 7legions.com, which is in the chat, and back 7 Legions.
And Timothy, where can we find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and right here.
Under the name Timothy Olson?
Yes.
Awesome.
Actually, wait. There is my. I got in Facebook jail, so right now I'm using my backup account, Max Olson.
Awesome. I'm just gonna put that in the chat real quick.
But yeah, my main Facebook is Timothy Olson.
Awesome. And of course, as always, you all can find me here on the Fusebox channel, or you can also find me on Twitter at FuselaeBen. You may not want to follow me on Twitter because it's a hellhole, but you know, if you're brave enough, more power to you. And yeah, as always, As always, everybody, I am Ben Fusebox, and I will talk to you all later.
See ya.